Hey, I just wanted to point you in the direction of a bit of the latest issue of Coming to Our Senses. Yeah, this idea of two sides of anticipation was something that I wanted to draw attention to. It was by Elisha Ward, who was a contributor to the latest issue of Coming to Our Senses, which is on the theme of serenity. And we were thinking about the way anticipation shows up and feels for us. Things that happen that we might be excited about, things we might dread. Elisha's piece really beautifully demonstrates this familiar experience with anticipation. It's something I recognize from throughout my life. Times I've wished away situations or events or even entire days and weeks, not because they're unpleasant, not because I don't want them, but because I'd kind of reduced everything to this homogenous mound of appointments, as Elisha puts it. And so I just want to share that bit of the zine with you now, as we're in this festive season. It might offer us an opportunity to observe this in ourselves, to notice how does this kind of show up? How do we approach the different nature of the events on our calendars? Can we zoom in and connect with the smaller details to find moments of gratitude? Or do they blur into these vague obstacles between us and the free-flowing time that we might be longing for, to get beyond the things on our calendar so that we can be free again? And what's the impact of that? Do we end up wishing away things that actually we'd love to be mindfully present for? In the zine itself, I talked about sometimes, stepping back and seeing the big picture is a really helpful thing to do. It can give us perspective, especially when we're stuck in uncomfortable circumstances or we're in a time where it's like, oh man, I really don't want to be here. This is really tough. And so seeing the big picture can remind us that, this too shall pass. However, when we sort of become chronically tethered to that big picture and we live in it more than is helpful or necessary, it can disconnect us from the present moment, and we can risk losing touch with why we do what we do and what truly matters to us. This idea of getting stuck in anticipatory dread is a very real prospect. And it's not that anticipatory dread is wrong. It's quite helpful. There are many undesirable things that we need to sort of do as part of life. And so it can help us to sort of make plans to get through those things and to get beyond them and to have these lights at the end of the tunnel or the other side of the bridge. But yes, noticing where it is showing up and is kind of sabotaging our relationship with those more favorable and desirable commitments and events can be a helpful thing to do. So I'd love to know your thoughts on this. And once you've listened to Elisha's words, what resonates with you from them and how has this sort of played out in your own life? I would love to hear your experiences of this as well. Great. Okay. Enjoy.
It's early and I'm awake. I wish I wasn't. Insomnia has visited me again. My mind is racing. It sprints to the day ahead. I have one of those days ahead of me. A full day on my calendar. Lots of people in time. Many hours until my next long stretch of free-flowing time. My heart skips a beat. I feel something run through me. There's no mistaking this feeling. Dread. What does this day have in store for me? A full diary, a bulging calendar, a mass of appointments, a wall of obligation, keeping me from my free-flowing time. This is anticipation, and it is miserable. A weight I carry with me into my day. I wish I could fast forward through this day, get myself to that free-flowing time already. Unless, what if instead of a fast forward, I rewind? It's early and I'm awake. I wish I wasn't. Insomnia has visited me again. My mind is racing. It sprints to the day ahead. I have one of those days ahead of me. A full day on my calendar. Lots of people in time. Many hours until my next long stretch of free-flowing time. My heart skips a beat. I feel something run through me. There's no mistaking this feeling. Excitement. What does this day have in store for me? A full diary, a bulging calendar, a mass of no. I slow down. Take a closer look and I see something else. Something more. What looked like a wall of obligation is actually a mosaic of opportunity. Looking closely, I see what is truly before me. These aren't abstract appointments after all. Look, here, an opportunity. I get to explore possibilities with my coach. Here, I get to chat through a new project idea with my manager. And here, I get to wander in nature with colleagues. Oh yes, and here, I get to gather with like-minded people at my class. Appointments? Nah. They're more like epic events. This is anticipation, and it is glorious. A lightness that carries me through my day. There's nothing here I'd want to fast forward past. I get to choose the anticipation that frees me to enjoy the present.